You good to go, Mike?
Yep.
Folks, and welcome to more D&D Out of the Abyss. Me, Beanie, and
almost
my
got that
friends.
exact.
Actually, my good friend Phil isn't here, but
Messed a bit with the audio there. Sorry about that.
Hi.
Matt.
Hi, Muffin.
And Laurie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, there was far too much enthusiasm in that. Read the room, dude.
Yeah, you know what? That was all the enthusiasm I had for the entire evening. Good night, everyone. Bye.
That's fair. I apologise now. I'm going to be a sleepy DM again because work is the thing.
I think you should point out exactly why there's grass here. I think people might be wondering about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, this happened in the last session where the campaign on map tools was unfortunately corrupted. That's still a thing, unfortunately. I've been, I'd say too lazy, but I've actually just been too busy to get around to sorting out a new one. So
I don't even know why
do that.
Why it would corrupt.
No way. Again, it happened mid-session. I've got no clue why.
Yeah.
Come on, iPad. What are you doing? Why is
I
iPad?
blame the drow.
That's right.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why there's grass, we're actually not free on the surface like I was hoping. We're still underground.
No, we're 4 on the surface.
Right.
I get it.
My stream is up and running, so we are actually good to go. All right, so...
What did you say, Matt?
I said we're 4 on the surface.
Well, no, we're not, because Phil's not here this week.
So, last time, bad jokes aside, despite all the technical issues, we did have a D&D session. During that session, the party, having previously fought a battle against the drow in the strange crystal cavern, the party pursued the drow combatants through the tunnels and eventually got into another fight against them. A fight that resulted in all but one of the drow being killed off, including the mercenary that had now attached them. That had been the third fight against that guy. However, one of the drow, seemingly the leader of the attack, the one that organised the hiring of this mercenary, from what they could tell, managed to escape and ran back in the direction that the party had come. However, it was obvious that he was fairly able to escape using his own innate magical abilities, mixed with his own experience of the Underdark. It was fairly easy for him to escape the party, unfortunately for them. Now, since then, 3 sleep cycles have passed. I always want to say 3 days have passed, but you honestly have no clue if any days have passed. You've not seen the sun in a very long time now. During that time, you guys have found it more and more troublesome to sleep at night. You found yourselves racked with various nightmares. For some of you, it is nightmares filled with spiders, bats, and other strange, more fiendish creatures. For others, you simply find yourself, Kamar specifically, you find yourself in the midst of battle against overwhelming waves of enemies, but with every enemy you strike down is replaced by another 2.
Sounds glorious.
In these nightmares, you are overwhelmed by a feeling of futility as you realize that there is nothing you can do to halt these enemies. In fact, it seems that they only go stronger.
Not so, that was a dream.
They only grow stronger as you hack them down. These 3 somewhat restless nights have left you not exhausted, but they have left you tired, grouchy, just filling the silence with many contagious yawns on a regular basis. However, you have managed to keep on going. There's been no more sign of the drow. Yes, that is a thing. There's been no more sign of the drow, and with Cobalt's following the instructions, you believe you've managed to remain on the path towards I was literally reading about this city earlier. How I forgot the name.
Oh, I've got this written down somewhere.
Impressive.
Veltenvelv?
Gracklester.
Gracklester.
That's the one.
Slooplador.
There we go.
The Dwagar capital city.
Wanted to say things.
However, on the third day, your travels lead you to. During these days, you've traversed various unique landscapes. This is just daily, the daily deal of the Underdark. If you're not going through a suddenly freezing cold ice cavern, you're passing through a field of phosphorescent mushrooms. But on this day, you find yourself simply traveling through a fairly normal cavern, but bumpy rock walls, about 5 foot wide, causing you to go single file. However, the corridor or the tunnel seems to end at a sheer cliff face. The tunnel's roof instead rising into darkness, and seemingly you can see about 50 feet high. You can actually see there is another opening where this tunnel continues, and hanging down from that tunnel there is a rope, a hempen rope, reaching all the way down from the top to the floor where you are, seemingly as if somebody has passed by this sometime previous.
Oh, that's convenient.
It is.
One may consider this as a trap. I consider it as a trap.
Some people may consider it a trap. I climb the rope.
You just immediately go.
Well, I'm going to start looking around the place for any signs other than the rope that someone has been here. As in, someone could have dangled this rope down. If someone's like climbed down this rope, there might be footprints, something that's been left, something that's been scarred.
Roll me a investigation check.
I am immediately suspicious of this rope.
19 on my investigation.
Yeah, that's about it. It's really suspicious.
You just look at it and go, suspicious.
That is
I don't
suspicious.
trust you, rope.
You can, looking at the rope, or looking at the area, you can tell there doesn't seem to have been recent travel here, and looking at the frayed nature of the rope, it's still strong, but it does look old. It could have been here quite a while, like a few months or so, maybe. It's possible somebody just was traveling through and left it here, unable to get rid of it after likely using it to come down rather than going up.
Now, here's a thought.
There is... Carry on.
Thorn Whip. Now, because it pulls something towards you, could I use Thorn Whip in a sort of lighter fashion to actually tug onto the rope? Not to rip the rope down, but just sort of a weaker usage of my Thorn Whip to just tug on the rope to see if, like, tugging on the rope would in fact be the trick, and in fact by tugging on it a little bit, something falls down for the top or it sets something off.
I mean, you could. I was going to say, Anwar is currently climbing. Speaking of which, roll me an athletics check, Matt.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
It's an easy enough thing to climb, but it's basically as long as you don't get in that one.
I like the idea that you're sort of lining up this thorn whip, like, okay, I'm gonna pull on this rope. You just climbed up and then pull the rope off. No, you got a zero.
You got 0.
Oh,
So
I got a nat one.
As Anwar starts to climb this rope, you basically get on the bottom, you grab it with both hands, ready yourself, and start climbing. But you don't even notice as your hands are just unable to hold your weight and just keep slipping down. The rest of the party can quite clearly see that Anwar hasn't left the floor, but is doing the motion with his hands as if he's climbing. Even his feet are kind of pressing against the wall as if he's walking up. But it is very much just this comical sketch of something like walking on grease, but instead
Testing the rope, I see. Good idea, I shall attempt so. And then I shall try my Thorn Whip now, seeing as clearly he's not going to be climbing this thing, he's just testing it.
Okay.
It seems like he's broke into some sort of freakish gnomish dance. What manner of madness has gripped this creature?
Roll me an attack roll, Laurie.
Okay.
Like, geez, I wasn't going to attack him, we're just mocking him. Yeah.
This is for the Thorn Whip.
Yeah,
and that,
22.
Roll the damage.
And you, well,
You're going to snap the rope.
Okay.
And that does indeed. The Thorn Whip goes up, and you see it kind of wrap around the top of the rope as you expected. However, it seems that the thorns themselves are damaging enough. This rope is frayed enough. That's enough damage to pull it away. And as you do pull the whip away, you can see the rope tear, causing the bottom. Brendan's Thron Whip.
Thron Whip.
Oh, I only just hang on. That's going to change in a minute.
Description. I couldn't help myself.
Oh my god, it's Thron
What's
Whip.
the range on the Thorn Whip again? Like how high up did you do it?
It would have been low down, so probably about. The rope would still be within reach. I just wanted to pull on it. I wasn't trying to pull the whole thing down. Remember?
Oh, so you did just kind of shoot it forward and just above Anwar's head, effectively. So you
Yeah,
got rid of the
I was giving it a tug.
feet of the rope.
Just not standing underneath it.
For the small creatures to get.
That's gonna be quite a fall. Ah! I'm just sitting on the ground going, oh.
That may be quite a fall. That's why I was testing it. Seems the rope is quite weak. Perhaps some of our heavier individuals, such as those in full plate, may not have good times trying to get up this thing.
I wish I was in full plate. I'm not.
Isn't Cobalt in full plate?
The heaviest part of him is also wearing the heaviest armor.
Right there. I do not have a Cobalt sheet open. I should do that.
I have just the solution, possibly. Oh wait, actually, I don't think this will work. Never mind.
In that case, we should try it. When does anything we ever do work?
Well, no, as in, I was like, oh yeah, I think I spelled a help us, but I don't think it goes up and down. Yeah, it can't cross an elevation change of 10 feet or more, damn it. I have a Tensor's floating disc.
I use my divine sense because I forget I have it all the time.
What's that doing? That's specific creatures, isn't it?
Oh wait, it's line of sight, never mind. It's line of sight, never mind.
Like,
yes, there is no celestials between you and this wall. Fantastic.
Cobalt is wearing full plate. Or he's wearing plate. That could be half plate, that could be full plate. I think it's full plate.
I think he's wearing full plate, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's made of full plate.
Basically, yeah.
So, someone throw me.
You really need to be just be very sure on what you're saying here, Matt. Okay.
Up. Throw me
I see.
up.
Okay.
Up the rope. Throw.
Well, he's not a dwarf, he's a gnome.
Right.
So
That's true. Sorry, yeah, so it's fine.
I say, I look around, shrug and go, alright. And lob him up the rope.
Make an athletics check.
Oh boy. I can actually do this, in theory.
Oi, here we go.
That's +5.
How much XP do we need for level 5, just out of interest?
Give me a second, I can tell you.
Wait, I actually...
6,500.
yeah, 65.
What day is it?
Awesome.
23.
And I'm on... Well, I'm like halfway there.
So I imagine I
At
picked
level
him up
4.
like a javelin.
Jeez.
Just...
Sorry, 23, yeah. So you basically just kind of grab onto the back of his top, yank him up, and throw him as much as you can. I mean, you're strong, and that was a good roll. So you managed to get him about, at his weight, I'd probably say about 10 feet up, meaning that you managed to go about 15 foot off the floor, Anwar, including Kamar's own height. Roll me a dexterity save to see if you grab the rope in all this.
You know,
Again, this is an easy DC.
I'm just getting this image in my head of that clip of Hulk Hogan helping the mime over the invisible wall, and just throws him over it.
No idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to cling onto the rope. Now roll me an athletics check for actually climbing the rope.
17. There we go.
This time, you managed to cling onto the rope, and this bit is a lot less greasy and sweaty than the bit down there, which means you're able to pull yourself hand over hand up the wall. Now, it is twice your movement to get up this, so I'm going to need another athletics check for the top half of the rope.
I have a question.
That's fine, that beats 5.
Woo.
You managed to hand over hand get to the top. Is anybody else doing anything whilst Anwar is doing this? You just
Well, I have a question. Is this the only way to go onwards from here?
This is a dead end. This is a dead end sheer cliff face.
Okay.
The tunnel has widened out a little around this area, which has allowed you guys to kind of spread out a bit at the bottom. But yeah, this is the only way onwards.
Like seeing...
This is where the instructions you've got also tell you to go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so would be wanting to go this way anyway. Okay, so seeing him being thrown up, then grabbing onto the rope, that's a significant tug on the rope, and the rope doesn't seem to break. So upon seeing that, I will then begin to start my climb from the bottom.
Okay, roll me an athletics check then.
Oh boy!
How high off the ground is the rope? It's just a 5 foot.
Oh,
5 foot.
18.
So medium creatures can reach it, but small creatures need help. All right, need help, not health. So you manage to start climbing up. And by the time Anwar reaches the top, you're about 15 foot off the ground.
How tall is the rope?
The rope is 50 foot.
50, right, okay.
Yeah. So Anwar, you reach the top and you peer over the top of this ledge. And you start to see a strange luminescence, a red glow, almost like a cold fire. And then there's a flickering, not of the light itself, but of some of movement, like quick scuttling movement, as a swarm of almost your size beetles, each of them with glowing, fiery.
Oh god, not these guys again!
Beanie,
start rushing towards the ledge that you're currently half up, 50 foot above the below ground.
So
initiatives.
I just like label my stream by number, whereas Beanie also puts a little title on. I've just seen what you've called yours. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with my divine nature down here. My character's divine nature. Please no.
I'm assuming we're gonna get to that. There was a reason that I was interrogating you on Facebook earlier.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
I've seen that.
That aside, everybody roll initiatives.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Where's my initiative on here? Christ, it's been such a long time since I've done this. Oh boy, 6.
Hey, you guys are all mostly safe at the moment.
That's true. However, you're also the only one aware of this threat. So
21.
Beyond, I'll probably say that we'll stop that in a second. I'm just going to roll initiatives and I'll decide what happens here. So Stool rolls a mighty 15. Where's my pencil?
That's a good point. How are we getting him up there? Does he even have any arms?
Well, I managed to throw this guy up.
I think Stool has arms.
He does.
Yeah, I know. Like, you can throw Stool, but Stool needs to grab on somehow, right?
I can get up
he's going to have to put himself up upside down by his legs.
You've never really seen Stool take his arms out from beneath his cap. Like, his cap has always been almost down to his feet.
That's not true. When Phil was controlling him, he did a punch attack once. Literally
he did a
once.
slam attack. Oh, sorry, no, he did do a punch attack. I'm still justifying that as him just kind of doing a body slam or shoulder
Oh,
slam.
okay, right.
That's not fine. As good as Dark Souls, little stool creatures.
Yes. When Phil was
those things are fucking OP as shit.
These two fuckers.
Lay the fuck out.
All right, come on. He's not here.
Yeah, you give some bad words towards Stool now, and it becomes a big daddy. Just knock you flat out.
You think you say that? You say that we're gonna come across Big Daddy Mike at some point, and he is going to belt someone.
All right. So 21, 16, 15, 13. I didn't roll for Turby. 13.
Oh yeah.
Where's Topsy?
Still hasn't caught up with us yet. If they're even alive.
Topsy and what's his face?
Don't worry, I fully have that planned out.
And
we got.
You may hate
what's the other guy called?
I don't know.
Oh, is this the Drow guy who was in the?
Yeah, the Drow guy who had an unhealthy obsession with the child.
It's Sarith and Topsy currently. Sarith. Well, no, it's Sarith and Topsy who said they'd catch up with you and haven't done so far. And it is.
There's the guy who tried to set me on fire, wasn't it?
Well, Papido as well. He's missing, but I didn't think you were kind of searching for him. But there's also Jim Jar, who just kind of disappeared one day. Like quite literally in the blink of an eye, he's just suddenly not there.
Disappeared right before a miracle happened.
Basically, well, you don't know that. Nobody knows that because they're in two different positions, like completely different locations.
That's a very good point, actually.
Well then.
I'm not particularly attached to anyone in this party.
That's fair.
Not particularly, but I imagine you will be later.
React as this swarm of fire beetles starts rushing towards you.
Are we
Seems
doing?
to disturb the nest.
Are we doing a battle
make
map?
a small map as we're doing this, but feel free to tell me what you're doing because it's going to be fairly.
Yeah, this is
I looked
what we
down,
got right now.
catch, and I released my grip.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
you
it's,
would have to, wouldn't you?
No, it's that, or a swarm of beetles attacks me.
Okay, so there's going to be a few things happening here. First off, Renlin, roll me a dexterity save.
Okay, this is to see if I can maintain my grip on the rope, isn't it?
This is to just roll it first. I'll explain it.
8.
Okay.
He's thinking DC 5 or DC 10.
Yes, that is exactly my logic here.
The question is, what else was I supposed to do? Because it was that, or if I had a swarm of beetles on my own.
I will say
fire.
it's justifiable that you got a warning, so you get advantage on this check. You did, Anwar did shout "catch," which makes you like look up before you're reacting to the actual threat here. So you.
Well, hang on. What's he expecting me to catch? Him?
No. It's more a case of you know that something's happening before it happens. That in itself gives you advantage on this. Don't
Well,
think that as you never mind. So
you tried, Beanie. You tried, but it ain't happening.
I was nice. I wouldn't say I tried.
At least I'm not that far up so far.
You hear Anwar say "catch." Go, wait, what? Look up, and immediately you're hit. Basically, like slams into your face as you look up.
So
catch? I'm not going to catch anything from you. Oh god.
Roll me an athletics check.
Ass to mouth.
Strength saving throw.
You just caught.
Keep your grip.
You just caught
Strength.
That's what you did.
Swerve Neblas.
You
10.
managed to keep your
Swerve
grip.
nibbles.
However, you're basically like bent backwards, and a gnome kind of sat on your face, kind of thing, like very uncomfortable. If you want, you basically have a choice here, Renlin. You're in a lot of discomfort. You can either hold your position, or you can actively move so that Anwar falls off you.
Or you can tongue
But
that out.
actually, after all this,
Well, it's whose turn is it next, isn't it? Because it's initiatives.
This is a reaction. This is a reaction to what's
Oh
happening.
god!
First off, Anwar, you fell 35 feet. That means
No,
that
I just fell 35 feet and landed on his face.
I know, and don't worry, Renlin's also going to take damage from this.
Oh, come on, Anwar.
I don't worry much.
You take, and this I rolled quite low here, so you're fortunate, but you take 7 points of damage as you basically do the splits on Anwar's face. Renlin, on Renlin's face. Renlin, you take 3 points of damage as the gnome just suddenly smashes into your face, almost moving your spine in an unnatural position.
Hey, Renlin. Let me smash.
How do you react? You currently can't see anything either with him on.
Oh, I still have
my glasses.
Well,
Glasses.
I actually have my temporary shield on me still.
Oh, your temporary hit points.
Yeah, from the last combat we did before we slept.
There's been
No,
3
you
sleep
haven't.
cycles.
It's been 3 sleep
Oh, in
cycles.
that case,
you're
well,
all at full health. You've all got all spells and stuff, but you've not got anything on you right now, like spell wise.
I can fix this.
Well, I currently have your ass in my face, and this actually makes me angry.
Yes, it does.
This combat brought to you by an extremely diseased-looking uterus.
What?
Just bear in mind that I might hellish rebuke you right now, seeing as you've literally just landed on my face.
And you've got, like, a guy who's presumably now on fire on your face.
Yeah, this is what I'm contemplating here. It's like, is it worth setting him on fire when he's still on my face? Even if it is ass first. If I look down, how far is it down?
You can't see anything. He's on you. You know that you didn't travel up the rope far, but...
Yeah, but if I kind of like... I should be able to now look downwards, right?
As I say, he's pushed your back into a very uncomfortable position.
Can I just...
You're very limited.
I don't know what I'd roll for this, but can I just wriggle until whatever it is gets off my face?
Oh yeah, you can very much do that. That's not even a roll. That's basically the option I was giving you. You can get it off you or keep it on you. In this case,
or you can get it off.
You're kind of shifted off Anwar in a very uncomfortable manner.
This is what Renan thought of when he thinks of getting it off.
You do get a dexterity saving throw to grab onto the rope nearer the bottom if you want to. to
Cool.
try and avoid the last bit of damage.
I accidentally pull his trousers down. As you say.
For what it's
Who
worth,
says I'm wearing
17.
any?
17. You manage to
Me.
grab onto the rope. Roll me an athletics check just to make sure that you can keep your grip on it upon like grabbing it so suddenly.
19. That's a nat 20. Damn.
You manage to slide down the rope a bit, but then kind of manage to regain that footing quite just out of instinct. So you're basically just below Renlin. Now, so
Sorry, Renlin.
Anwar, you and
What is it you've drawn exactly?
Cat in the Hat.
Is this like side on or something?
No, this is just a bad drawing of the tunnel.
This bit here is much higher up than this bit
Yes,
here.
this is 50 feet high. This is the area you came from. This is the tunnel you came from. This is it widening up, and this is its sheer cliff face. The grey circle is the rope. Could you guys just organise that party? Oh, I didn't put call in.
Show grid.
Let's go view show grid.
Yeah, there it did. I found that. So yeah, I guess I would be like here because I threw Anwar up the thingy.
Yeah.
Presumably, still would still
you
be
have had
fairly...
time to step back if you wanted to since then. Like it's been about 12 seconds since you threw Anwar.
Now this rope, is it close against the wall or what? Like, how is it attached to the ceiling way up, or is it attached to the floor at the top, or what?
It's attached to something in the chamber. It's like it's bent over the cliff face, so it's hung against the wall. There's parts of the wall where it's not tight. Like this isn't a sheer like flat cliff face. There is bits where it's outdented, so it's not always against the wall, but it is for the most part naturally hanging down.
Okay, so someone could actually, if they wanted to, actually undo the rope from where it's tied, and no one down at the bottom would even see.
Yes, they could.
Okay.
And at this point,
we might get hungry beetles.
Yep.
Right. Oh, for what it's worth, I've got a nice little picture of the guys as well.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Yep.
Oh, look at the little buddies.
They're so nice, right?
They're so cute and murderous.
14 of them suddenly come over the ledge.
Only 14?
Only 14, don't worry about it.
How far away are they?
50 feet.
Well, right now, they're coming over the ledge. They're all going to dash. So they basically round you at this point.
Because they're kind of glowy, aren't they?
They are kind of glowy.
So the furthest ones away, how far away are they? Like, how high up are we talking?
They're above you. So, well, bear in mind, these all come over the cliffside and
Yeah.
downwards.
I want to know where is the top?
The top from you, sorry, is 35 feet.
35 feet, okay.
Yes, you managed to make about 15 feet of ground. There's another 35 feet before you get to the top. Now I need to put these beetles on the map, so give me 2 seconds. This is going to take a bit.
You might want to do, like, a secondary sideways thing. Or something.
That's actually not a bad idea. Although that requires me to actually do shit, so god damn it, Laurie.
Ugh. Just the worst.
I know, right? Alright, so give me 2 seconds. Sorry about this, guys.
So I need to know exactly kind of what situation I'm in here. Because I do have a very simple plan of how I'm getting past them all the way to the top. I just don't really know if that's a good idea or not.
Is it jump?
Well, no, I have Misty Step, so I just need to get 5 foot higher, then I can teleport to the top. Job done.
Yeah.
I just don't know whereabouts they are, as it were.
But you wouldn't know that anyway.
So, for what it's worth, let's see. Renlin, you are 15 foot high, so you are here. Anwar, you are below him, so you are here.
Quick question. How tall are these insects?
About as big as you.
Oh!
They're probably just a little bit smaller than Anwar, but they are obviously a bit beefier than him. You're getting that wrong, Laurie. There's a reason I put them there. If you look at where they actually are, like if you're looking at...
I'm not doing anything right now, what are you talking about?
Oh, sorry,
it was me. My bad.
Yeah, sorry. Alright, now the beetles. God, this is going to be a pain. Let's see.
This is interesting. I think this is the first time I've ever done a D&D game sideways.
Yeah, it's the first time I've... So that's 2. For what it's worth, these guys are on top of each other. I'm just putting them side by side there just to make it easier, so you know how many there are.
Yeah, because it's 10 foot wide, isn't it?
Yep. That's 8.
Okay, how have they managed to... Oh, they're just all around us.
They're full on dashing as well here, for what it's worth.
Dashing!
These guys below are next to you guys. Actually... Sent back. What has he moved? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and there is another one on the other side of. So there's one that gets down into the side of Kamar, there's one that gets down into the side of Stool. They all dashed this turn, so they're not going to get any attacks in, but they are basically swarming all over you. Actually, they all dashed.
You might as well put those on the left. The ones that have actually made it to the floor, you might as well put them on the little map to the left, rather than on the sideways one.
That's a very good point.
Now you have to coordinate 2 maps. Hooray!
Oh no, the difficulty of it. Oh, it's actually pretty easy.
Says the person doesn't have to do it.
I mean, if I knew where they were, I could actually help move them, but...
There we go.
Alright then.
Done. Now, the only person that was aware of this combat when it started was Anwar, who's already taken his action, which means that everybody else is basically surprised this round. That means it's back to the top, which means it's Anwar's turn. And then everybody will get to act this round.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but my initiative is a bit shit, and I'm quite sure they managed to beat my initiative, so I'm probably fucked.
My initiative was as bad as yours. Slightly better, I think. Yeah, slightly better.
One could say 3 better.
Okay.
One could, but they shouldn't.
What I'm going to do is...
One could, and one could. Only together.
So,
the one here, is that actually below me on the floor?
Yes, it is.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to drop down and land on it.
There is also, for what it's worth, there is one between you and that one. So if you wanted to, you could actually try and aim it so you get both of them. Or you can try and... It'd be hard to get the one on the bottom. You could probably... It'd be easier to get the one between you.
I'm fine with trying to make a bug sandwich out of me and a bug and a bug.
In that case, I'm going to say roll an athletics check.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Hey!
You should stop rolling this. It's not good.
No, because...
They rolled a natural 19. You drop and attempt to fall past one of them. It just holds its grip on the wall, and you just kind of slide off it. As you do so, it kind of reaches backwards and takes a nip at you. Basically, attack opportunity for you moving out of its threatened area.
Yep.
That's a natural 1, though, so it then takes the nip at you, reaches out too far, and instead falls backwards onto its buddy below, so you've now kind of got you've got the beetle sandwich you want, and the top one's just inverted, with its legs wiggling in the air. You land, you're 10 feet up, so I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw just to see how you land.
21.
That's fine. You take 3 damage, which is half of what I rolled, for just landing on the floor, but you do land on your feet.
Cool.
Just your ankles feel sore from it.
And then I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I cast, for what good it'll do, probably not much, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. What did you say? You didn't land on those, you landed there. Oop. Sorry, I'm messing with things. Shield of Faith on yourself.
Yep, so I have +2 AC for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. In that case, it is now their turns. All right.
Boy.
So, there is another one crawls down to fill the space that has just been left. So there is 5 attacks against Renman. There is 4 attacks against Anwar.
AC 16.
One of them's upside down.
One of them is upside down, but it can use its move action to kind of right itself and kind of fall off its buddy, which does admittedly mean it is now on the floor. it'll have to use its move to get over here, basically going through its friend's space to get around you.
Yeah, make more surrounded.
So let's do this bit by bit just to make it easier. So 5 attacks against Ren. Whose AC is 13 or is it 16? Right?
16.
16, 2 mage armor. Yeah. Those are 3 misses and 1 hit.
It's not the worst.
You take 2 points of damage as one of them digs into you with its mandibles.
Ow.
I did roll minimum there. Yeah.
Do I want to reaction this?
Do you want to reaction this?
Oh, do you?
Do you, Laurie? Do you?
Do you really want to?
Nah. I've got 2 spell slots. I'm not going to just insta-kill one of them. Got to insta-kill all of them.
That was also fair.
Don't throw a fireball in the middle of the room.
I have a fireball.
There are 4 attacks on you. That's,
Okay.
What's your AC right now? It's plus 2,
17.
so it's 17. That's 2 misses and 2 misses. They seem to bounce off the magical effect that it's Shield of Faith. The way I've always
7 at the bottom.
Kind of an ethereal shield appearing. Are you alright with that being like
7 at the top. God
almost
damn.
a technological like shield, basically just appearing around you and attempting to ward off things? Or have you got an idea for it?
Yeah, sure, we could go with that. Yeah.
I'm really not sure what I am going to be doing.
Interlocking gears basically just appear in front of you and kind of get in the way of the creature's attacks.
You know what I'm imagining now? I'm imagining, you know that useless machine where you flick the switch and it flicks it back on? It flicks it back off and it turns itself off. I'm imagining that where every time something goes to attack, this little thing just goes and pokes out of the way.
1 attack on Kamar.
Okay, so because I threw Anwar up, I'm going to say I didn't have my shield out, so AC 16.
That's fair. So that's actually a hit. That 1 attack.
You had your sword out when you threw me, you monster!
I don't put my sword away.
You take 5 points of
Must
damage,
you be in
knocked down
public?
to 2 due to your DR.
So 2.
Spells I'm looking for. If you wonder why this stuff's popping up on screen.
Oh yeah, this is when your thing really shines, when it's lots and lots of little monsters.
Yup.
Yeah. 1 attack on Stool. That's going to hit.
Of course it does.
For the max damage, 7 points of damage on the little guy. Stool doesn't make much noise, but is very much reacting in pain as this creature's mandibles just wrap around and start pincering him together. You can see a greenish sap starting to leak out of him. Turvey gets 2 attacks. Even the one of those that hits, however, doesn't seem to penetrate his skin. And Eldif gets 1 attack. That's going to hit. That was 3 damage. All right. Beetlebugs are done. Stool lets out a spore, capturing Kamar, Anwar, Turvey, Flint, and Eldith, and enveloping them all in his telepathic field. As he seems to shriek in pain, and you can hear his sobbing, as well as the empathic feeling of help. Turvey is going to...
poison spray is singular. God damn it.
Bringing out his little war pick.
I suppose it is level 0 spell, but still.
That's going to miss, however. Sure, even crappy ACs, yeah. That was a 3 on 5 on the dice. He does a multi-attack. Nope. He still misses the second one. Flint is going to swing his attack at the...
This is the sort of thing where he shines.
Because he's got AoE or just because he's got an attack?
Fire Green Flame Blade.
Oh. I have to... making me do things.
I'm sorry, Sean.
Why, what do you have to do?
You're not the one
I
who's...
have to actually look up his spells and such.
It's not my fault you haven't horribly murdered him yet. Go.
I've tried, but I'm also trying to be not too horrible because Phil kind of needs him to not be at a huge disadvantage.
I would have just killed him.
In the other room.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm still a monster.
What?
My token.
Oh right, yeah.
All right, as part of the action.
Now you're a monster with the cross on.
A monster with the cross.
Now you are incapacitated. Slightly deeper red.
So he rolls an attack against one of the beetles. He's going to hit, which means he is going to do, with his war pick, he does 1d8 plus 3, plus an extra d8 against the first one. Actually, plus an extra.
Wow.
5th level. No, he's not 5th level. So that's 11 points of damage to one of the beetles next to Turvey. Number 4. He is killed.
Yay.
The green flame that had enveloped Flint's pick then leaps from that beetle onto the one that was attacking Stool, which is number 13, and damages it but does not kill it.
So this one's damaged.
Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm having to get my browser here. Which one? Sorry, this one is. This one's damaged. This one is killed.
So that's killed. That's
Mars,
damaged.
why are you being weird? There we go. There we go.
Cool.
You're dead. We're down to that. All right. Next person to attack. Come on, not an NPC. Come on. What are you doing?
Great. I cast Bane because they've only adopted the dark something. So I'm casting on that one, and that one. So 13, 5, and 11.
Okay, charisma saving throws.
Yep, charisma saving throws, and if they fail it, then they must subtract a d4 from any attack or saving throws they make.
Right.
Until the spell
What's your
ends.
DC?
Oh, I did not look that up. Spell save DC. That was a saving throw. So, but I don't know.
It should be
there it
spells.
is. Yeah, there is 12.
Well, even with the -4, one of them actually manages to pass that.
Impressive.
Which ones did you say? You said 13.
13, 5, and 11.
Which one's all? Oh, that
One
one.
at a time.
All right. We'll say that number 5 is the one that passes. Number 13 and number 11 both fail. So let's put a little.
Do you mind if I put like a halo on them or something, just so I know? Well, great. Now they're the Illuminati.
What the fuck is? I'm just gonna. Anything else?
I think. Oh, and I pull my
That's
shield
your
out.
action. Oh, you breached. All right.
Pull my shield for my item interaction.
Okay.
I think that's all I got.
Eldith is going to, being within the telepathy of Stool, is going to step past Flint and Turvey, provoking 2 attacks opportunities.
Tut tut.
Only one of which hits for 7 damage. Apparently my dice hate the NPCs.
Are you sure it's not just you that hate the NPCs?
I mean, I'm not doing this because I'm wanting to be mean to Eldith. I'm doing this because I feel like this is what she would do with her personality. She's now going to attack the one that was attacking Stool and attempt to finish it off.
Finish him.
Cocked, unfortunately. That's going to be 2 hits as well. Which basically, with its health that's left, she brings her warhammer up, smashes it into the beetle, causing it to lose its grip on Stool, brings the hammer up again, and smashes it back down, crushing the beetle and like splattering it, almost like you would the more miniature versions of beetles, where you to step on them.
So that one's dead as well.
That one's dead, yes.
Cool.
Boop. Cobalt is going to, seeing that Stool is now safe, he's going to step up and attack the only other one that's in range of Stool, just to make sure he doesn't get any funny ideas. That's going to hit. Which one is this? Number 5. That's on low enough health, just at its max hit points, so that's not going to bother rolling damage, it's just dead. So that's another one down, as Cobalt finishes his off. Boop. Alright, it is now Renan. You are surrounded. You're currently
Right.
climbing on a wall.
Now, can I use my Misty Step to teleport 30 feet directly upwards and still hold on to the rope? Or at least attempt to?
You would have to make a dexterity save when you get out of it to see if you catch the rope. Bearing in mind, it's all right knowing it's there, but actually catching it without like bashing your hands against the wall and
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Okay. In that case, roll me a dexterity save.
Oh boy. 7?
That's enough. You reach out. You do manage to grip the rope. Now roll me an athletics check to see if you keep your grip.
7.
You're fine. You managed. It was DC 5 for both of them. You managed to appear, like suddenly poof out of existence in the dark, basically melding into the shadows and then reforming in the shadows above you, grabbing onto the rope as you do so and holding onto it quite tightly.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get up. Actually, stand up here. Does it look clean from up here?
That'll be an athletics check for climbing then, for your move action.
7!
Today is sponsored by the number 7.
Apparently
You
so.
managed to pull yourself over the top of the cliff.
Alright, and then sort of peeking over the edge, I'm going to... Well, I can still see them, yeah?
You can. For what it's worth, as you get over the edge, you can actually see that this area is very obviously a nest for the creatures. There's a lot of odd bits and bobs that they've pulled together to make themselves more comfy. And there's a fair few bones of creatures that they have likely feasted on previously.
But nothing dangerous as far as I can see.
Beyond, there is also a load of eggs, but they're small and you don't like. It'd be.
I've got more important things on my mind right now.
Yeah.
I'll look over the edge and take a shot at.
You've already used. Oh wait, no, missed.
As a bonus action.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
So 21 with my Eldritch Blast to hit.
That's a hit.
And 9 force damage.
Going to assume that it's just this guy.
One of the two close ones. Take your pick.
So that one just sits directly below you. You send a green orb down, which smashes against the creature and kills it.
Sweet. I'll take that health, thank you. Because of course, killing something gives me a temporary HP.
And war again.
Which is like a temporary health shield.
Right.
But I have to kill something to do that. And it lasts until my long rest. That's a warlock thing.
Okay, so I don't want to...
It is Patron of the Fiend, gaining temporary hit points for a kill. So it's
really,
not literally healing myself, it's temporary hit points.
As well. This probably isn't going to go too well for me on account of it's point blank, but I'm going to pull out my gun and aim it at giant fire beetle number 8. This guy.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Roll your attack. Disadvantage because you are next to him.
Yup.
Wait, which one are you hitting?
15.
Never mind.
Roll your damage. I'm assuming that you've got a special thing in, like, you have no reason not to use your special attacks on this, do you? I forget, but I'm pretty sure you have no limit to
probably
Just
not.
make my camera a little bit bigger.
I probably don't have
Kind of missing out on everything.
As far as I'm aware.
Well, saying that, they are noisier, I will say, but... so, are you using a special attack on them, or...?
I'll just... Nah, I don't... If there's any more of those things around here, like, don't want to draw them too soon.
I wasn't luring you into a trap there, by the way. That legitimately wasn't. I was just...
Oh, 7
What kind
damage.
of DM are you that doesn't
damage?
lure the players into traps?
I'm a nice guy, Mike. I don't want to kill you all. I like your characters.
Sure you do.
I thought 7 was my number. Now you go taking it.
Characters. So as the beetle kind of rears up and goes in for another bite of you, you kind of drop to a knee, bring your gun out, and basically blast it, causing it to fly backwards into the wall, making a fly against the window screen of the car kind of mark on the wall before then sliding down.
The idea in my head of it rears up, sort of shrieks out of its mandibles to just shove it into this mandible, just blow its brains out.
That also, you do both of those things weirdly.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is impressive. It is now the beetle's turn. Unless you had anything else to do with your bonus action, Matt.
No. No.
No.
No, so I was
No.
thinking it's like I've got
shit, Amor died.
bonus action. Oh wait, no, I can't use something with a bonus action because I can't cast any spells because I kind of need to keep the concentration going.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, high up there.
One of them follows you up there. One of them comes down here. He's going to go there. And he is going to go there.
Oh joy! What replaced him?
Yep. So, an attack against Renlin.
3 Maybells.
That's
Oh dear.
not working today. That's a 7. That's going to miss. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
At least there's only
attacks
one
against
on me.
Anwar,
Jeez.
one of which is baned. Again, let's get a lot of cocked dice tonight. You know what? I'm sorry about the noise, but I'm gonna have to roll it on the desk because for some reason the thing I usually actually no. Bang,
Lot
bang,
of-
bang.
Sean's getting a lot of cock tonight.
There we go.
Oh my.
One of them
I
crits you.
say.
Cool.
Sponsored by more than the number 7,
That
apparently.
is a hit, and then the last one that's baned misses you.
Okay, so
The crit is 2 points of damage because I rolled terribly,
ouch.
and the other one is 5 points of damage.
How does concentration work again?
How does
Well,
concentration?
we
you
have to
need
do is
roll me
really
a
focus on
Constitution save for
something.
both of those.
Don't get distracted.
What's the DC?
DC 10.
Don't mind me just passing the time. Well, damn.
Second one knocked me out. The first spell.
Yeah,
Nat
unfortunately,
24 by failure.
not so much the damage from the attacks, but the rapidity of them straight on you causes you to flinch and unfortunately lose control of the spell, meaning that the gears just disappear from the air.
Causes him to flint. Because that was his
Not
old
character.
character. Yeah.
There's an attack on Kamar.
Who's my
Great.
attack like?
Well, I now have my shield out,
Missed.
so
Cobalt is crit.
great.
And
Crits
that
for everyone.
is 10 points of damage on Cobalt.
Oh,
Ow!
It's max.
spicy. Wait, which one attacked Cobalt?
This one here.
Never mind then. Carry on.
It is now Stool. Who is going
Oh
to...
boy, our saviour of the day.
He's going to run away from the enemies, provoking an attack from this guy.
Well, he's not very
What?
smart then, is he?
Well, no, I mean, he's a
never
stool. He's
shown
full of it.
smartness in
I
combat,
know.
And he's damaged
I
at the moment.
know.
He's panicking. That's a hit.
He's
dead.
damaged, man.
So if I roll a 5 or higher on this d6, he is dead.
See, like, that's the eye
That's a
there.
3.
You go far
Takes
enough
2
away,
points of
these...
damage.
Oh,
It
it's
also
like a red
depends.
eye or like lips and a
Wait,
tongue. Like
which one attack of opportunity him? Is it this one?
Something. That
This
looks weird.
Guy. Actually, yeah, you're right. That guy also gets an attack of opportunity. Thanks for the
Damn it,
reminder.
Mike!
It's minus 1d4.
Yeah, he missed anyway. He rolled a natural 5.
I'm just happy my bane came into effect.
Stool, again, is whimpering in your heads right now in pain. Turvey is going to step up and attack this guy who's Warpick.
Gotta step up, man.
Two
Step up your
attacks,
game!
both of which hit. I'm going to just say that's an easy enough kill without rolling damage. On number 2. So the pick lands in the first time, splattering blood around, and then even without even checking to see if it's dead, just brings the war pick up and brings it straight back down, making even more blood. Flint is going to step around and attack the one that just managed to wrap its mandibles around Cobalt's already injured hand. Screaming, "Get off me, boy!"
Man
does so.
dibbles for dibbling
hit.
the man.
Yes.
The green flame again is present as it's not only the pick does damage, but also the flame wraps itself around the creature. And then is it 10 feet or 5 feet?
It's anything within 5 feet.
All right. In that case, there's nothing that it can go on to.
But I don't think it would deal any extra damage to that base creature with the for now.
What's that? What?
It does. It doesn't deal any bonus damage to the creature of the actual target of its attack until level 5.
Doesn't it? Am I getting that wrong?
Because it deals the charisma damage as damage to another target, but then it starts dealing extra damage to.
Oh yes, I misread it. Either way, these creatures have literally crap health. They're 1d6
Yeah.
plus 1 health, so it doesn't take much to
health.
kill them. You basically just need to hit. Which one is that? That was number 3. Just mark them off so I don't forget. There should be 7 left now. 2, 5, 6. I'm missing one, but oh well. So again, Flint brings his war pick down and splatters the creature. Come on, your turn.
I make this one. Oh, hang on. Sorry. I make this one go away.
Mm-hmm.
I attack it,
Okay, roll your attack.
which I believe is +7 to my attack roll.
Yes. Essentially.
Surprise me.
Come on, the
Basic roll, 6 or
suspicious.
That's fine. That's a hit.
Yep. And I can never remember how much I'm actually rolling for damage on this.
Should say sheet.
Should do. That is 1d8 plus 5. Although I feel like we said that was wrong at some point. Never mind.
It's your strength
Well, you should have fixed
plus
it then.
A bit for Dawnbringer.
Okay, it's +2 for Dawnbringer, I think.
So
Yeah.
plus your strength 1 as well.
So strength plus proficiency.
No,
Was that only
not
when-
proficiency. That's
Okay,
only-
yeah, it is. Okay, it's just +5. This is why I keep getting confused. I can't remember if you can add that or not. Anyway, 6 damage.
6 damage. You literally reduce it down to 1. Wait, no, which one's that?
The one with the
That's
triangle on
11.
here.
No, yeah, you reduce it down to 1 health as you
Yeah.
bring it down, carve into it, and it just basically wobbles there. Wobbles to the left, wobbles to the right, and then gets ready for another attack on you.
Great. The minimum amount of damage I could have done.
Yeah. Eldith is...
So what you're saying is you need to stop sucking so much.
I do,
Oh,
yeah.
she's got a beat
Where
on it.
is Eldith?
She had a
Oh,
beat on
there
it.
she is. Okay,
Don't know
yeah, I
why
was going
she
to say.
I think she must have stepped on it.
Maybe
One
it's
of the NPCs.
Is going to move over to here and attack this beetle. 2 attacks again. Wow, that's 2 crits. That beetle,
Is it
she
dead?
brings she brings the Warhammer down, catches the beetle underneath to get it into the air. She then brings the Warhammer back around and then flings it baseball bat style into the wall.
Cool.
It be dead.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you. Which one was that? 12. It had 3 health. She did 2 crits on it. The poor thing. Kobold
Super dead.
is gonna step up here.
Step it up.
That's a hit. Which one is it? 7. His minimum damage is going to be enough to kill that. It's only on 4 health. He brings his... Is it Morning Starry or Mace? I forget.
Yes.
Mace.
actually
He
remember.
brings his mace down and splatters the thing against the floor. Ooh. Boop. It is now Renlin. Your turn.
The high and mighty one.
The high one.
Does 11 hit?
It doesn't. It's also, for what it's worth, it's at
Ooh.
disadvantage because you're right next to it. It's a ranged attack, so when you're
Ah,
right next to it,
okay.
it's disadvantage for what it's worth. Either way, that's a miss, so you don't need to roll.
Well then, honestly, I'm kind of surprised.
You basically you're forced a little backwards to dodge one of the creature's feints, and your orb.
It's DC 12, isn't it?
Expect going over its top. It's what? Sorry.
DC 12.
What, the AC? No, it's higher than that. Only a little bit, but it is higher than that.
Okay.
Anwar, your turn.
Well, shit.
Right.
Couldn't hit the bug right next to me.
I shoot up.
The one above you. Okay,
Yep.
roll your attack.
Oh, he's going for number
Disadvantage again, 'cause
6.
it's still within melee of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So this is
in case
plus
people missed that.
11.
That's
He's going for the one
unfortunately a
above him.
miss. Again, flinching away from its attacks causes you to slightly miss aim, and you pull the trigger just a little bit too early as the bullet ricochets off the wall instead.
Darn.
The Beatles, 1 attack to Renman.
Honestly, I have a good attack, so I'm actually surprised I missed.
3 of them attack.
I'm guessing they missed. I wasn't paying attention there, so. Anwar is kind of surrounded.
That's a crit. That's 7. That's 2
Try and zoom
17s,
in a
which
bit
are all going
more.
to hit.
Cool.
Anwar, you take 6 from the crit and a total of 5 from the other ones. That's 11 damage total.
Cool.
So as more mandibles dig into the little Smurf Neblin, he is starting to show quite a bit of blood at this point, showing quite a few nasty wounds.
Oh my!
I'll be fine.
The other one, the Baned one, is going to attack Kamar.
He gets -1d4 to its attack.
He does. You're correct. So that's 16, which is going to miss either way. So he goes up towards you, but you just manage to kind of kick it and cause it to flinch backwards, ruining its attack.
So now you said that, I'm just imagining that Kamar's Bane is just, when they go to attack, just kicks them.
Stool is going to cower in his corner.
Oh, the human's legs, they are the bane of their existence.
Miss. That's a miss. He swings, but the creature that
He
backs away from
says,
the boot,
displaying his arms.
The one that backed away from the boot is just too far back for Turvey to manage to hit. Flint is going to step up.
You better.
And attack the Bane one. That is a hit. This time he is within range to have his flame attack affect something. It's going to affect number 6. So let's see.
Yay!
Damage on number 11 is enough to kill it 'cause it was on 1 hit point after Kamar's attack. So that one's dead.
So what? Seeing as I'm the only one at the top, I might as well just
3 hit points, which I believe
go there. There we
Flint's
go.
is at +2. So
Yep.
the flame wraps itself around the one that's attached to the wall, but it just manages to cling to the wall, almost huddling into its shell as it manages to keep its consciousness. Kamar, your turn.
Did you say that this one's dead?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Why is
Cool.
there we go.
So over here on the right, these 3 are all still fine. Are any of them in range of me? Like, is this one in...
That one is in range of you, yes.
Okay.
That's
I
the one
guess-
that just got injured as well.
Okay, so
Odd,
I'll take
but
one
okay,
step
'cause
close to the wall, I guess.
these 3 are technically
Yeah, there you go.
in these 2 tiles here, just
And
higher up.
I attack whichever one is closest.
Uh,
And for what it's worth, I drop concentration on the Bane.
That's fine. It's they're all
Yeah,
dead.
they're all dead.
Okay, roll your attack.
13?
That's a hit. That's
Nice.
exactly their AC.
Nice.
For what it's worth, this guy's on 1 hit point, so unless you really want to roll,
Turbo smite him. Okay. 10,
you
there you go.
bring her up and basically just carve it into pieces, causing its guts to kind of fall out and shower the floor near you.
Ew.
Eldeth can't really get close enough to. She can get up to the wall. She can attack one of the guys that's there. So she's going to swing 2 attacks. That's 1 hit, 1 miss. Number 9. So she doesn't manage to get a kill. She just manages to smack one of them with a warhammer, missing with her previous attack. Cobalt is too far away to do anything. He is actually just going to reach down and heal Anwar.
Awesome.
Swerve, we'll just say it's Cure Light Wounds. That is
Snap.
+2. So that's 10 points of healing.
I have a question which may throw
Awesome.
off the entirety of this combat so far. These
that?
things have light sensitivity.
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. Move on.
They are literally glowing.
Yeah, I was
Huh.
about to say. I'm pretty sure these things are giving off light.
Fair enough.
They're fairly used to light. They don't even have dark vision due to that fact.
Which makes me wonder how I didn't see them when I was climbing up that rope.
We did see the faint glow.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
they
weird.
only glow when they're awake. You just
I
woke
was
them
gonna
up.
say you didn't see the glow from there because though it's only a faint glow from them and it wouldn't have travelled that far.
That's fair.
Renlin, your turn. You've still got a guy up there, have you?
That's a hit.
Again, disadvantage because he's right next to you.
Still a hit. Okay, good.
That's enough damage to kill. Where's the
Nice.
one next to you?
You need to get Warcaster, boy.
Oh, you put him there. I
No,
see.
I'm not Warcaster.
Number 1.
Needs to get Crossbow Master.
Right, yeah.
That is actually accurate, unfortunately. Anwar.
Warcaster's the one that lets you do
Turn.
inventory actions. That was it.
There is still... This one is dead, sorry.
There's still 2 near me.
Yeah. And this one is injured.
Yeah, what was the
Okay.
last thing I did when I got a feat?
I am going to take
I
my
know,
gun.
it's D&D 5th edition, so I
I'm
got
going to
plus
aim it
2
at
on my
the one
stats
closer to the floor,
rather than a
Okay.
feat, so yeah.
and I'm going to shoot it in its stupid face.
Okay. Roll an attack roll at disadvantage.
And this one is going to be a big bada boom.
Fair enough.
Eek, bada boom.
Big
You're
bada
starting to
boom.
get a
Okay.
little annoyed from all the pain they've caused you.
I don't like pain.
That's fair. Nobody does.
14.
Some people
14
do.
to hit. Some people do, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Got to go to the right part of the internet for that.
No kink shaming.
Yeah, I did plus 2 to charisma.
9,
No life choice shame.
9 piercing
my main
damage and 2
stat,
force
so-
damage.
You bring the weapon down, and in your anger, kind of activate the magic that goes through your gun for the extra effect. And it not only kind of slams into the creature, it kind of pushes you backwards as well, so much so that Flint has to put his hand out to kind of stop you from moving. But the beetle is very much dead. It is splattered.
Good. I'm calm now.
It is now the final beetle's turn. He's going
It's
to
the
have one
final
last attack
beetle.
on Eldith, because she just attacked it. That's a miss.
How's he hitting Eldith from there?
It's on the wall. Eldith is... Sorry, she did move. She's over here, but she's
Oh,
moved on the other map.
right, okay.
Just because it's going to be loads of tokens piled up on that one, so I didn't really bother moving her. Stool cowers. Turvey can't get close. Flint can't get close. Kamar, what do you want to do?
I make it dead.
All right,
Hopefully.
roll your attack.
What is dead?
Roll a 6 or higher.
What
Well,
is
first
dead
of all,
may
I
never
got an
die,
attack.
because it's already dead.
What is dead? Baby, don't dead me. Don't dead me, no dead.
18.
18. That's a hit. And considering it's only got 3 health left, you splatter it.
Yep, I can't
Against
actually not kill it.
Domri.
Also 10. Can't. Yeah, I'll keep getting 10
There we
damage
go.
over like the 1 damage I got last
All
time.
right. So as the final bug falls to the floor, you're all left in a back in the piece, or at least as close to peace as you can get down here in the Underdark. What are you doing?
I go over to Stool and I lay my hands upon him, and then do lay on hands.
All right.
Can I tell
much you-
how much health he
Yeah,
has?
you can tell that he's down 9.
Okay, so I'll heal him
I'm
for 9
going
then.
to Eldritch Blast one of these eggs.
All right. For what it's worth, these eggs are about the size of about just bigger than a baseball. So
Oh, so I
Although
can
on
like
camera
kill a
it's
few
faster.
clusters of them at a time.
I'll also
Yeah,
heal
I'll
myself
say-
for 2
yeah.
while I'm at it.
Yeah,
Why not
I'll
keep
just do
them
that
as
while these guys
pets?
take their time getting up piercing, as I don't like these bugs. I don't think we should have any more of them.
are you just going to keep doing that then?
Yeah, just
So,
as
like,
something to
we'll-
do.
In that case, I won't make you roll because I'm going for it. So yeah, you just basically flick orb after orb and splatter these eggs. There is a
Could have been
few that
breakfast.
were more
Closer to living than
yes,
others.
that kind of come out more as small
Corpse.
shells almost, and there's others that are just almost like just splattered chicken eggs, although with
Don't
a
kick the
darker,
baby.
with a darker reddish purple yolk.
Did you just introduce us to the whole murdering children kind of thing? Because I think we just murdered a load of children.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that.
No, you just got us to murder a load of children, Sean. That's not.
I didn't.
That's
That
no
was
good.
Rendon's
Moving
choice.
swiftly on.
Yes. So what was everybody else doing?
Well,
well,
yeah,
I'm
go on.
I'm going to try and climb the rope again, and Rendon's murdering children.
For what it's worth, you can't climb the rope on your own, Anwar, because it's 5 feet high. Unless you can make a jump for it, but it'd be.
What about the wall?
I climb. I
Can you not
ask.
get up the wall a little bit before?
I ask. I've mind blank now. I ask Kamar.
I'm in the middle of
He's-
lay on handsing the Stool and myself.
It's like seeing you go and ask that to Kamal. However, Flint says, "All right, I'm here," and he just kind of picks you up more carefully than Kamal did. Like hands around the waist, lifts you up, above his own head so that you've got a full grip on the rope. Roll me an athletics check to start climbing.
Oh boy, this can only possibly go well.
Wouldn't that technically be with
Right.
advantage? Isn't this technically assisted?
No, the assist is to get him up there. Like, he's not actively pushing him up the thing. Like, you can't assist. He's traveling 25 feet away from him.
9, and then my next roll is 17.
That's fine. You managed to climb all the way to the top. So about 12 seconds later, you managed to skip over the lip of the cliff and find yourself watching as Renlin is just casually flicking his hand and destroying these eggs.
Could have eaten those.
What is Abiot's doing?
Well, once I've finished healing Stool, I will tell him to climb on my head, and then I will climb the rope.
That's going to be an interesting hat.
It's not
It's a
so
mushroom
much that he
cap.
can sit on your... Actually, no, he could quite happily sit... Yeah, he's quite light as well, so it's not hugely uncomfortable. As you basically pick up Stool and place him on your head. It's a bit of a balancing act, but with Stool's help, he can actively sit there. I will say that you're making your athletics checks at disadvantage due to the awkwardness of it,
So
but
you
it's
must-
your athletics checks. You're
You'd much
probably going
rather have a stool on your head than having Sverfneblen on your face.
to... I've heard about shit hat style, but, you know.
Well, it's a mushroom cap.
Ah,
It's better than a
Get it?
hat shit style.
That was better than my joke.
Mushroom cap.
So your athletics checks might go on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There you go.
Nat
Both
20.
both at disadvantage, though, so I need
Yeah.
another roll at disadvantage.
Oh, I did.
no.
Oh, you want me to roll twice?
You,
Right.
You roll twice, but you need to roll it both at disadvantage, so just roll again.
Yeah,
It's fine.
apparently I'm just good for
Managed to get-
athletics today.
You take a stool up to the top quite easily, hand over hand, barely breaking a sweat. You did much better rope training back in Paladin school. It's
Back
fine.
in Nam.
Anwar's already up there. That's all you guys up there. So the NPCs and Cobalt will all attempt to make their routes.
No, I think I've got a
save
way
you
for us
from-
to help get stool over some of these. Well, just to help us get some of the stuff around.
What's that? Sorry?
No, I was saying I've got an idea of how we might be able to. It would have come in quite useful then, but might help us to get some stuff around. I have
What's
a spell I might be able to use.
Oh.
When I get up to the top, I shout, "You look injured, small creature!" And I grab Anwar and use lay on hands on him for like 9 points.
You can focus another 8 into him to get him to max.
I will do 8 then, so I have 1 left over.
So you're now at max health, Matt.
That was at level 3 that my max health was 27.
Oh,
So
I've
what's
not
your max
updated
health
your
now?
health. Sorry. What is your new health?
37.
37.
I
So-
rolled good.
You still
I
lost
guess
the same amount, so you should still be at max after that, right?
Yeah, I'm at 27.
Cool. 30. Wait,
No, I'm at 27.
then how am I missing? Oh, either way. It's
You got me down to 9 health at one point.
Huh.
Well, damn.
Yeah, I
So,
thought- oh,
do you
come on,
need
this
do you
cafe.
need an extra point? Then
I
I have
should
1
be
going
fine.
spare. I have 1 going
I-
spare.
Should be fine.
Okay.
Ooh, double XP
And
and killing
speaking
floor
of
too.
being fine, it's a
Interesting.
terrible segue, but coffee break because I really need one.
Yeah, that works. I could
Yep.
use taking
All right,
a drink.
fair
So, yeah,
enough. Short
in that
break.
case, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, folks, while we just go use the loo and get coffee. So
Yeah, I
it'll be-
desperately
Either
need
way,
some, but
see you in a
let's go
few
back.
and enjoy this.
Sorry, it took a bit longer. I was
Ta-da!
cooking some chicken while we were playing, so I ate some while I was downstairs.
That's fair. Fair enough.
You discussed me.
All right then.
Yeah, but that's why I do it.
That's fair.
Specifically to
Alright.
discuss you. It turns me on.
It turns me on. You're turned on. That you're disgusting me.
Anyway, let's carry on then, shall we?
No.
Let's get to the bit that I was looking forward to for this session. So,
I've got to go home. Sorry.
as you reach the top, you carry on down the corridor and carry on your journey, eventually resting for the night.
Yay.
Again, the night does not come easily to you all. It's the nightmares return. There's something very obviously supernatural like this. It's not.
Well,
if it
max
was
to
one of you, or
HP, but
even
temporary
two or three
HP
of
goes
you,
to
you
0.
might be able to assume it's the work of something natural, but this is affecting the whole group. It seems to be something.
So here's the thing with this. I
Mhm.
would not have openly discussed my dreams. However, I imagine being the character that I am, I wouldn't have been very quiet while having vicious nightmares. So
I was going to say, all of you are kind of tossing and turning. All of you are like obviously tired when you when you rise in the mornings. It's although you may not have discussed it, it's quite obvious that nobody's particularly sleeping well. And although you could justify that maybe people just aren't sleeping well due to the drow pursuit, due to the situation you're in, it's the times that you kind of, because each of you flicks awake every night at multiple points. Like it's not a straight sleep all the way through the end. And you do see other people tossing and turning, quite obviously not dreaming of anything pleasant. However, this night, Renlin, you do not drift off to sleep, even into the restless one that everybody else is having. As you lay down to go to sleep, you instead feel a pull. Something that you may not want to answer, but know that you have to. It's
Ring,
part of a
ring,
deal.
hello.
Part of a deal that you made.
Oh,
And
yes,
you know
of
that,
course.
And you know that to answer this pull, you probably shouldn't be. You think it'd be awkward to do it
If it's from who I think it
your
is,
companions.
then simply by saying, I don't want to answer this, not only will I then be forced to answer it, but I'll also be in a lot of trouble. So yes, I will answer this.
are you being sexted in front of us?
Again,
Yes.
you realise that this is not something that you probably want to do in front of in the campground. You might want to make it a little more subtle.
Oh, so
You
I've
know,
actually not fallen asleep yet.
No, you've kind of laid down to go to sleep, but as you've done so, you've started to feel this pull.
Really does sound like you're being texted or sexted.
You've been pulled. Or you've pulled. That
He's
one.
pulling.
Yeah.
Who's
he feels the
on
pulling.
watch?
Let's see.
Who was on first?
Let's see who has actually. So, Anwar, Cobalt, Kamar, Eldif, and Flint all take turns watching. So I'll roll a d6. Cobalt gets 2 because he does second half most of the time. That'd be Flint. Flint is on watch. He's currently sat on a rock. You kind of the area that you've camped out, and you weren't able to find a dead end, so it's actually a junction area almost. Not a junction area. It's a two-way corridor, and you're kind of in a slightly larger. Where it's widened out a little to give you a bit more space to group up.
Is there anywhere?
Tunnel going up on each side.
Is there anywhere I can go and stand or sit that's blocked off from his line of sight?
You know that you. Unfortunately, and it kind of.
Because I don't want to walk off like into the distance because I'm probably not coming back.
You realise that.
Damn, my voice is going even then.
Okay, so to put this into perspective, you know that this pull would take you towards a meeting, a physical meeting, meaning.
Wait, when you say pull, you mean I
obvious.
actually feel the need to get up and go somewhere?
Yes. Well,
Oh.
the pull itself isn't directing you anywhere.
I thought you meant
but
like
do know that-
psychologically as being pulled away to somewhere.
No, not sorry. It is a physical pull. Well, it's you know that somebody is trying to contact you. You know that they will find you, but you know that they will find that it'll be a physical meeting with something or someone relevant to your patron.
Yeah, and it's
That-
actually
that would
someone
be quite
who's
hard to
actually
explain to
close
the group.
by.
You-
I
you
should-
know
I
they'll
should
be
get
able
up
to
and
find you
go.
quite easy.
So I should go and find them.
You should go and find somewhere that you can meet quietly. They will find you when you get there. You realise, like this is how you've done business previously. Normally, they're able to just find you, but you realise that they're giving you the opportunity to be subtle about it, should you want to.
How long has Flint been doing his watch?
You've literally just laid down to rest. So
I'm sticking with his being sexted
for about 5-10 minutes. He's
I'll
kind of walking back and forth.
This is basically a demonic booty call right here.
I'll go over to Flint and I'll just say I'm getting something in my head. I just can't sleep right now. It's probably best that I take over from here. And
don't be alarmed.
When your watch is over, I'll call on the next one. You just take a rest.
Roll deception.
Don't be alarmed.
Go.
There are now 2 of us hearing noises.
He just rolled a nat 20 on his insight.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Well.
I don't think I can.
You've got charisma as your main thing, so you should.
21.
That. He has insight of +4. Unfortunately, he just kind of looks at you and says, if you're having trouble sleeping, you should probably keep at it. I think everybody's been struggling the last while.
I just need to
keep us safe.
No. I just need some time. I just need some time to myself when I know that no one else is going to be, talking at me. You know how the group tends to always say all sorts of things, and when I'm just trying to stay quiet.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not particularly eager to sleep myself, so and he's saying this in hushed tones, obviously, because everyone else is sleeping. So I'll tell you what, I'll keep watching this entrance. You keep watching that one. It'll save me and my heavy feet stomping around anyhow. That all right with you?
Very well.
And he nods at you and kind of takes his position on the far side of the camp to where you would be keeping watch. Were you to keep this?
Okay, I'll sit there and keep watch and just stay there for like 5 or 10 minutes. Just make sure that he stays where he stays and I stay where I stay.
Mm-hmm. He stays where he is.
Does he turn to look at me very often?
No, he doesn't seem. Roll perception check.
20. Yeah, that's something I'm keeping an eye on. Like every now and then, I'll look at him.
You can
try to keep him in line of sight.
Quite commonly, and none of the times while you're doing that is he watching you. He seems to be quite comfortably sat on a rock, kind of hand on knee, elbow on other knee, with head rested, chin rested in the hand. He seems to be quite comfortable, just staring into it. As he said before, he seems quite happy just not having to walk around.
Right, the first thing I'm going to do is, very quietly, you won't be able to hear it from this distance, is I'm going to cast Misty Step to get me another 30 feet away, like into the darkness, and then I'm going to attempt to stealth from there on.
I would say roll stealth with advantage.
Don't fuck this up! 15? And by saying don't fuck this up, I mean me not fuck the stealth up, not him not fuck up hearing me trying to walk away.
Oh no, I think it'd be great if you did.
His passive perception is 14, so you managed to.
Oh, thank God! Thank you. I won't go too far away, so I'm gonna move somewhere like where they wouldn't hear me or see me, like from the actual camp itself, but I don't want to go off into the middle of nowhere. Like I'll just go somewhere and wait and have the thought in my mind like I'm ready to be met.
Yeah, you can go a few minutes down the corridor and you think that you could basically have a conversation without your voices being able to travel back to the camp. You actually go after the few minutes, you actually find yourself getting a little, like the journey itself has been getting quite warm this day. And as you go on, you actually notice why. You see small, at first, maybe a foot wide, little indents in the floor that are filled with magma, I want to say. Lava's underground, magma's above ground, I believe. It's actually no lava because it's underground. And as you go on, and finally reach the point where you think you'd be most comfortably away from the party, whilst not being too far away, there is actually a fairly decent-sized pit of lava, maybe 3 feet in diameter, on the far side. And as you stand there, almost as soon as you reach it and kind of give off the thought of you're ready, you see a dark shape, kind of dark bat-like wings kind of flicker open as a creature about the size of a gnome with bat-like wings, sharp pointed ears, and a very similar kind of scaly shell to the fire beetles you fought earlier, blackened with a fiery glow. He kind of drops down to the floor and walks confidently up to you.
Do I just know who this is? Like, is this a creature who's met me before when I've been given tasks by the one I worship?
The last few times,
or is he just one of those things like it's his brother or something, and I just happen to know that?
Oh yeah, Bill couldn't make it today. I'm his brother, Bill.
Your patron has very rarely taken an interest in you.
Oh, that's
However, the few times that she has, it has been this. It has been a different creature of the same race as this, usually with a different styling. Like, always seems to have a different color shell. That said, the voice and the mannerisms are always exactly the same.
I think it's
feel that it is simply the same person or same creature, just changing his appearance.
I think it's time to admit that your patron just isn't that into you, man.
Well, if you see how many spells I can cast now, I think you should take that back.
2.
So I'm guessing I just know as soon as I see this thing, this is the thing I'm supposed to meet. I just know that.
Yes, you know that this is the creature.
Right, so I don't cast a spell at him. We're good.
He lets off a signature little snicker that he's done every other time. Kind of folds his arms, taps his toe, and says, "You kept me waiting."
Well,
not very nice.
We can't have the others see you.
Very true. That could be awkward for you, not so much for me. Oh yes. Why am I here? The mistress.
As soon as he says, "Why am I here?" I just go.
The mistress has a job for you.
God, I'm going to write this down while you say it, so just go for it.
You know that our mistress likes to know things. She is of course, the wisest of mistresses. She is the cleverest and most intelligent of all masters and mistresses. Yes?
Well, go on. What does she need?
He kind of frowns at you there, as he kind of ignored his question, like prompting you to compliment the mistress. But he does carry on nonetheless, and says, "There is something happening here in your realm." And he kind of looks around with a lot of disgust in his eyes.
Well, there is always something happening here.
Well, more importantly, something is happening with the demons. We want to know. The mistress wants to know what is happening with the demons. And she is generous. She will reward you should you be able to provide her with information on such a thing. If you can discover... If you know of any places that might hold a pull to these creatures.
Sorry, what did you say? Hold a what?
Hold a pull for the creatures. Places where others may misguidedly worship them, or where energies and magics related to them may congregate. If you can find out what any of these demons plan, the mistress will reward you. And most importantly, the mistress wants to know why they're here and who specifically is responsible.
But,
very well.
You know,
anything the mistress wishes.
Of course, but of course, as I'm sure you're aware, that whilst the mistress is generous, should you provide any false information, you will be rightfully punished. Of course. And he kind of grins at you with a very sinister grin.
Oof. Maybe it is a booty call.
Um,
Oof.
when you've got information, simply write it in your book, and she will know.
Of course, I've done these sorts of things before. Now, hurry on. After all, the mistress wants this information as fast as can be grabbed.
He kind of frowns at you and says, "You know, it would do you good to show some respect to your betters." And and with that, he just kind of turns and kind of starts to trot off. At which point, you start to hear heavy feet behind you. As
noting on who that's. Wait, hang on. Do I actually know who that is?
You can look over your shoulder and you can see a dwarven shape making his way up the corridor.
I don't want to turn around. That's the thing.
In that case, you can make a guess. It'd be one of the heavy members.
Okay, I'm going to make an educated guess, and I'm going to.
You don't know.
I'm going to start taking a piss.
Caught with his dick out.
Roll deception.
What do you mean roll deception? I'm actually doing this.
That's fair. Roll deception.
Roll deception. You're not actually using a penis. What?
The deception, presumably, is to make it seem like that's what you were doing the whole time. I swear, Governor.
So, as you take your part out to start give you business, you hear the voice behind you. Who are you talking to? I heard voices down here. You shouldn't wander away from camp this far just to take a piss.
I just sort of after I'll give him like a good few seconds ago. Are you still looking at me? Give me some privacy.
You didn't answer me, boy. Sorry,
boy.
You didn't answer me, Elfling.
You can quite clearly see that you're a boy.
Those who I wish to talk to.
Sorry, I actually said it wrong because he wouldn't. The only person he calls boy is Cabal.
Cabal is like his son.
Exactly, that's my logic. But
those who I was talking to are my business and my business alone.
The rest of the party's back there. We're being followed. But
oh, they're not the drow. Nobody likes the drow, especially that one that followed us.
How much noise are you guys making?
Flint is being actively like he's not raising his voice, like he's being understandable, like he's not going to outwardly throw this out there. But how are you doing it?
Considering in this situation, I'm actually doing it as loud as I'm doing it now. Like I'm not keeping it really quiet, but at the same time I'm not shouting. I'm just sort of kind of annoyingly being talked at because I'm trying to take a piss. Clearly, can't you see?
They're far enough away that wouldn't wake you.
Okay.
Flint just says, I understand that. I understand everybody has their secrets, but down here we can't afford them. I'm going to be just letting you know. I'll be telling the others that you were seeing somebody out here. If they want to find out who it is, that's up to them. And he turns around and starts walking backward.
I just look.
Okay, Uranus.
Okay. And then I'm assuming you finish off your business, and
I am going to do my business, seeing as that's one of the things that was on my to-do list of things to do.
Of course.
Well, this is the thing, like, if I was to come back and he was like, "Hey, where were you?" It's like, well, I've taken a piss. I'm not wrong.
This is a very unique opportunity as well. You actually realise as you're able to take a piss into a pool of lava, and it's interesting. It's like steams up. It's disgusting and interesting at the same time.
You get a pissy ammonia steam in your face.
Basically.
Nice.
Either way, it's going to steam. This corridor is hot with the magma / lava nearby.
Anyway, I'll do my business and I'll get back to where I was before. Finish the first shift when Flint does, and then whoever the next person is. Once at that point, I'll go down and get my sleep.
Okay. So you get your rest, as does everybody else. Again, you still have the nightmares. You are not exempt from them. So everybody still has a restless night here. Pardon me. The morning comes, and as everybody wakes up and is gathering their breakfast, Flint kind of gets everybody together and says, just to make everybody aware, and he kind of looks at Renan and says, I'm not meaning this as a insult to you or your character, but everybody deserves to know that Renan was talking to somebody during the night. I'm not sure who.
I overreact.
How you react? You react how you want to react.
Imagining like I don't know. We don't have like a bowl of cereal or anything, but I'm like mid mouthful. I'm like, throw that down, spit my food out, and then just charge over and try to grab Renlund by the neck.
Roll an athletics check.
Yeah.
Renlund, if
I'm
you're resisting,
literally
roll
just standing there.
Are you not resisting them?
No.
Alright, in that case, you don't need to even roll for this. You just grab him by the neck. Actually,
I
lift him a
pulled
bit, and it makes it quite
Dawnbringer
hard
out
for you
on
to
the way.
brave Renlund.
I
You
pulled
what?
Dawnbringer out while I'm going over.
Yeah. So left hand on your throat.
Yeah.
Dawnbringer in his right hand. It's
Like-
quite an intimidating thing. Like he's lifted you up to your toes. If you're not resisting.
I don't know why. I didn't think this far ahead.
You grab me by the neck, I go, be careful with your
That's all I
hands,
need.
paladin.
Did you just turn into Emperor Palpatine?
Yes,
It's
he
more the
did.
fact you're choking my character now, so he
Yeah, I
sounds a
know.
little bit different.
I say, what are you up to, demon worshipper? Are you a spy?
Yes.
We were all down here for our own reasons. I still have my missions to complete. They're nothing of anyone's concern. They're simply something I've been doing on the side since I got here.
Do you think that's a satisfying answer?
That's even more
Oh,
suspicious.
I think you'll find that my character thinks that's all you need to know. Clearly that's going to be fine. I'm sitting here thinking, for fuck's sake, how can I make Mike let go of me?
At this point, Turvy pops up and says, "It could have been a drow. That could be why they're following us so well."
Oh, Turvy, stir in the pot all the way.
He is as paranoid as anybody. I'm not doing this to be a.
I literally go and spit sour and go, not drow. I hate them as much as anyone else.
Did you just spit
Hands
on me?
loose. No, I spat to the side. Made a point of that.
Oh, wrong move.
No, I made a point of spitting to the side. If I couldn't spit to the side,
Well,
then
you couldn't, unfortunately, because he's holding your head. You can't really move your head due to.
in
him
that
holding
case
you.
I won't do that. I'll let us go. Ugh, drow.
Is it time for the dawn to be brung?
Well,
To be brought, for fuck's sake, Matt.
Brung.
Yeah.
I know what I said.
I don't know
As
if
an
I'm capable
inventor,
of doing
I'm
this.
allowed to invent words, okay? It's in my description.
That is how language
So-
works.
So what is happening?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Do you remember like a while back where I got Drow man Sareth?
Sarah?
Yeah.
Saren, whatever his name was. I like slammed him against the wall. Same situation. I'm pretty one note. So what I'll do is I'll try to like pull him off the wall and slam Renlund into the wall a bit, enough to hurt him. And then I say, talk now.
Are you resisting this at all, Renlund, or like,
no.
This is actually going to. You can tell this is actually.
This is gonna hurt, but no, because otherwise it's me
What's-
versus the party. So no.
What's your strength modifier, Mike?
I want to say +3. Give me a second.
No,
I'm guessing that's how
No,
much
yeah,
damage I'm
Is
taking.
+3.
yeah,
Yep.
that's the damage you take, Laurie. You're back to full from your rest, so you're down to 32, assuming you've got 35.
I'll go.
then-
I'll go. Right. Now
Is this
listen, for this is the one time I will tell you this. Quite simply, I have enemies down here. My master has enemies down here. These enemies are demons. I was simply sent down here, or near the surface, where the drow dragged me down further, simply to find out about our enemies that are demons, to collect information. I imagine that demons are also your enemy as well. So, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, which is why we are getting along. Demons, however, when I find demons down here, I kill them. That's what you've seen me do so far, and I will continue to do so, for they are my enemies, enemies of my master. There, that is all you need to know. I'm simply
Quite eloquent
collecting
for a
information,
choking man.
and that is
But yeah,
it.
Okay.
Sounded more like...
Now let me go.
Considering I don't respect his tone and I don't respect him anymore because apparently he's been consorting with demons or something.
I've told you that my enemies are demons, so it's.
I
guess
think
what your
it would
character's
be
up to.
fair to say if you pass a persuasion check or something, then I'll believe you.
Well, it's
basically
one
how
of those
persuasive
things.
can
Like I
you be?
made a point of being careful with my words, so I haven't lied on anything I've said.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
You
so-
actually told a fair bit
Absolutely,
of
yeah.
truth, which might damn you, especially against Kamar. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this
it's
is what I'm
just way
saying.
far
If
away.
you can persuade me. It's mostly the last point. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. If you can persuade me otherwise, then
So
I may not stab you.
Roll persuasion check. We'll roll dice.
But come on,
What
it's
is
the greater
inspiration?
good.
Inspiration.
1d4.
1d4.
Yep.
So it's at least 15.
Yeah, I was actually going to say
18.
that 15 was probably the DC, so that.
No, there you go.
I need to
In
make
that
sure.
case-
18, there you go.
In that case, I dim the light of Dawnbringer because it was on full blast in your face, if I hadn't mentioned that. And then I slowly let go of my grip on your neck and I take a step back. And then with the hand I was gripping you with, I point directly into your face and say, "You best not betray us." Human? You're human?
No,
Half-elf.
I'm half elf.
You best not betray us, half-breed. And then I go back off and pick up my food from the floor and start eating it as if it hadn't been on the floor.
Was that?
I then
So
start
either-
glaring at
either
anyone else
because
who's
of
staring
mushroom
at me.
or something that's popping your mouth.
Yeah.
I'll be glaring at anyone
break
else.
eye contact if I can avoid it.
Other people kind of that would have like. It's not so much the glare that is causing people not to keep eye contact with you, but more you can actually see distrust in the party now. Like you can see that there is a paranoia that is now around the group. They're all kind of looking at you with a questioning look.
I
However,
idolized you, man, and you threw it in my face.
at least put it this way, for what it seems, that people are like, okay, so his enemies down here are demons, but still, who is he talking to? Is that
Yeah, pretty much.
kind of the vibe we've got now?
Yes.
Also, just because you're
Like,
persuasive
You
doesn't
never,
mean
explained who you were talking to. There's
Yeah.
still, and there is always the possibility that what you said was a lie.
Yeah.
Like there is.
For reference, the only
they
reason
wanted you, basically.
why Kamar is letting this go at all is not because you're another player character. It's because I hate all demons. So if you're allied with half of them against the other half, I can kill that half and then you.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Help killing one half and then kill the help.
I'd also just like to say as well there. Damn it! I was hoping that'd be Flint's death scene. I even gave you a nice pool of lava to get rid of the body.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Anyway, so that has all gone through. That has all happened. Is everybody else doing anything in the morning? Does anyone have anything to say on the matter? Or
I'm
Just
gonna
that
have some
he's
breakfast.
probably gonna look at he's not looking at Brendan in the same light he once did, and he's probably be a lot more kind of. I'm gonna stay with Flint for now.
fair enough.
Yep.
Everybody kind of. It's not so much like it doesn't even seem to a purpose that everybody's kind of keeping a distance from Renan at this point. Like even as you find yourselves traveling during the day, there's a little bit of a split as people kind of almost subconsciously just slow down so that Renan's walking a little bit further ahead, or speed up so he's walking a little bit further behind, kind of thing. Like it is very much a bit of a
secret awesome
drift,
club,
is
and
that
you're
right?
not allowed in.
I am no longer
No Red Men Club. Sorry,
as we march, I am no longer keeping a lookout of things to ambush us. I'm focused solely on Renlin.
So
You're waiting
you're
for
actively
Brendan
walking
to
towards the back
ambush
of the group
us.
so you can watch him, then I'm guessing?
Yes. Well, not so much to the back of the group, but like if we're making him go first, which I imagine we would be in the situation.
I'm near the
Then-
front. I'm sort of still carrying on as I normally did. So who is it who has the map normally?
Cobalt. So Cobalt says he'll take up the front with you, and
Yeah.
Kamar.
I'll be walking
Kamar
next to
takes up
Cobalt.
behind you. Still, for what it's worth, is a bit more comfortable around Cobalt now, I believe, after some recent events. So he does kind of sit.
Yes.
He stands next to Kamar and behind Cobalt.
He's more comfortable, but like trust is only so easily gained.
Mm.
The way I understood it.
But he's comfortable enough to be near him. He's not comfortable necessarily enough to be alone with him.
Right.
Anyway, so yes, that the morning or the travel is much more silent and awkward as you carry on this day.
Awkward.
Now, I actually had planned this far ahead because I didn't realize it going this long. I actually thought that these encounters would take a bit longer. I'm not going to lie.
I'd see one shot most of the Beatles. They only had like 7 health.
It wasn't. I actually thought that thing with Laurie would take a bit longer. I'm not complaining. I've got easy things that I can do to fix it. So just give me a sec.
He used to fix us all being alive. That's what he said.
Nope. I just need to carry on the journey towards not Gortal Grim, Grapplestir. I've literally got the page open in front of me.
You will notice back in that previous scene that I did in fact roll to see how Kamar would react. It was above and below 10.
The thing is, I wouldn't have blamed you if you'd have just gone without that rolling. It's like, as long as you play your characters, I don't care really how you do it, as long as, you know.
No. The difference would have been react and overreact.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
I
assuming
only
the
have
difference
2
being
modes.
spitting out a mushroom and not spitting out a mushroom.
Swallow my food first or not?
As you travel on this day, you come across a quite a overgrown corridor. There is fungus of all kinds coating the walls, floor, and roof. It's quite a tightly packed corridor. You find you have to go in single file in it as well. Cobalt taking the lead, with Renlin behind him, Kamar, Stools, Son, however you guys want the party after that. It's uncomfortable. You can't help but feel soggy fungal growths reaching out and kind of brushing against you as you go past. It's a very disturbing and uncomfortable situation you find yourselves in.
Do you mean like literally reaching out and grabbing us? Or you mean like they're just
actually,
like
not moving to reach out, but
okay,
they are like, as you're passing by them, it's like
they are protruding from the walls.
Yeah, the corridor is thin enough that you can't dodge, you can't move away fully to dodge them.
Right.
As you move through, however, there are 2 fungal growths specifically that do reach out and grasp at you.
Wonderful.
Let's see. The people at the front are.
I would imagine. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine that I would not let Renlin that far out of my sight. That's for sure.
I was going to say, were you not behind Renlin? I thought.
Yeah. That I didn't set that up.
Right.
I just put people in a line, so feel free to adjust yourselves.
I would definitely put myself behind Renlin.
And Stool is definitely behind you.
Yeah.
Right.
So I imagine Flint would be taking up the rear.
That's right. The NPCs will take the order that you guys want.
So I imagine something to the effect of that.
In that case, I'll put Servi in that.
Didn't you say Cobalt was back here somewhere?
Cobalt it's single file.
I forget what the button is to make it
okay.
Stick to the line.
So one of these, wow, I just rolled 2 1s.
Impressive.
One of these reaches out and attacks at Cobalt. The other one reaches out and attacks at Kamar.
Oh, come on, really? Really?
I do have my
This
sword
is
and
me
shield
deselecting this thing.
No, they would both attack the first person that reaches them, so they do both attack Cobalt.
There we go.
Let's see. They attacked Cobalt.
Oh god,
and
I'm making
Kamar,
a mess.
Conveniently missing out Renlin in the middle.
I would have been so suspicious.
I actually had to roll for the number of attacks they had, and I was planning on having them split between Cobalt and Renlin, and then the other one was going to be split between Kamar and Stool. But actually, I think it makes more sense they all go through Cobalt, because it's as soon as he gets there that suddenly these mushrooms just reach out. 2 tendrils reaching out of them and grasping against.
Making
Cobalt.
a mess.
Fortunately, Cobalt is quick enough to bring his shield up, and both the tendrils just kind of bounce off, and that's initiatives. Very awkward initiatives, as you're in a very tightly packed corridor.
Do we have tokens for the enemies, just so we can get an idea of where they are?
I will put them on the map.
Not as good as it was.
I have across every single D&D game, I find it so hard to roll an initiative into the double digits. Like I can't do it. There we go. Can't fucking do it. I don't know. I can't roll initiative. Like any other roll, it's usually okay. That one I can't do. Are these the actual token associated for these, or are these placeholder?
So I just need to get my cheat sheets.
I decided to rename one of them just to make it more accurate. It's now.
The thing here,
it's no longer a violet fungus; it's a violent fungus.
One of the things here, it makes it look like it's going like this. Like, come on, stick them up.
Yeah, stick 'em up, see?
How about you?
The
Marks the
fisticuffs,
Queensbury
yeah?
rules, yeah, see?
Isn't Queensbury rules the ones where you can't dodge?
I have no idea. I just know it's the thing people say.
Because no boxing style stuff where they literally just take turns taking a hit. And that's boxing.
Just punch
Oh.
each other in the head
It's,
until somebody
it's more an
falls down.
endurance test rather than.
It was literally boxing was that, and then someone turned up to match and started dodging, and like, holy shit, this is so much better.
Oh my god, I cannot get hit. Damn!
It's like that old Simpsons episode with Mike Tyson in it.
Yes, it is, yeah. The one where Homer has this layer of fluid around his brain so he can just get hit until they get tired.
Okay, Homer, the tactic is don't dodge, just tire them out.
Yeah, and then take one hit.
Yeah, because it's like he'd throw one punch and
Yeah, because he couldn't punch.
I
It
used to
also
have-
reminds me of
There we go.
that Guy Ritchie movie. Which one is it? It's not Lockstock. Is it Lockstock? No,
Is it?
no, not Lockstock. The one with the pikeys at the beginning.
Oh, with Brad Pitt in it.
Yeah,
Red
Brad
Knight
Pitt.
guy.
Which one's
Snatch.
Snatch? There we go. I knew it was.
best Guy Ritchie film.
I prefer Lockstock myself, but that's a really good movie.
I've
Really
watched
like Snatch.
I've watched Snatch 2 times. Rock and Roller was all right.
I didn't like Rock and Roller like at all. I don't know. It felt like it had too much budget, if that makes any sense.
Would anybody be surprised if I was to say that I've seen none of these films you were talking about?
Wouldn't be surprised,
Yes.
but I am ashamed.
Hmm.
They're
Incredibly
really good
disappointed.
Like, well worth a watch.
I don't tend to watch movies.
That's also fair.
I don't. Well, beyond a few, I don't tend to enjoy them. They're not.
If you like
They're
movies,
not long enough for me.
if you like movies, then those three Guy Ritchie movies are Lock, Stock, Snatch, and Layer Cake to a lesser extent.
I feel like Mizzy used to like them.
Is it called layer cake or is it 4 layer cake? Because I'm pretty sure the L's are 4.
Layer cake.
Yeah, it is, but
So,
I think it's pronounced Layer Cake.
It's layer cake.
The
Alright.
foyer cake.
Oh my god, guys, it's
Layer
leaked
cake.
text. Come on.
OMG is Lee speak. Lel.
1337 texts. That's a lot of texts.
A whole lot.
3.
It's still the best feeling when you just look down at your phone and you just look at the time. It's like, it's 1337.
20.
You are easily amused.
It's like waking up in the morning and seeing that it's 4:20.
Okay, how early or how late do you
I was
wake
about
up?
to say, if you wake up that early, I feel sorry for you, but I've lived with you, Matt. I know that you do actively wake up earlier than that.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes still awake at that time.
I sometimes wake up at 4 and I'll be like, oh,
12.
okay.
Even I don't wake up that late,
3.
late in the afternoon.
And Renlan, 22.
Not
No,
always,
but
anyway.
4 in the morning.
I do wake
Well,
up sometimes, then I go right back to sleep. So it doesn't-
surprise, surprise, the first person to react is Renlan with his 22.
very suspicious.
What are you doing, Renlan?
I'll shoot the one on the right, I guess. Now, am I at disadvantage seeing as I'm next to
Yes,
it?
you're in melee range, so yes.
How high up are they?
Oh, wow.
They're
14.
within- think of them as
I
they're
accidentally
on
clicked
the
it 3
walls
times.
themselves about the same height up as you
It's
guys
14
are.
a hit.
14
That would have been
is...
3 shots. That was a critical miss on the third one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
14
Whoops.
is a hit. Wow, these guys have terrible AC.
10
okay
force
with that.
damage.
Turn 4... Wait. 7
I
is
accidentally
critical
pressed it
miss.
3 times.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. 10 force damage to the one on the right. That is number 2. The fungal growth explodes as the green orb shafts against it.
Ooh.
These things are surprise creatures, and they did not do their surprise round well.
Hmm.
Hey,
is not
Oh boy, 10
Oh.
HP. I'll take that.
anything, and what? What are you doing?
Anwar will. Well, Anwar can't shoot. I can't shoot at the violet fungus from where I am, can I?
You can, but they've got half cover against you. Actually, no, this is a tightly packed corridor. I was saying no. People are just in the way. Yeah.
Especially because one of those
It'd be
people
a
in the
really
way.
awkward shot.
One of those people in the way is the slab-sided Kamar. So yeah, not happening.
In that case,
You can't
No.
even really see them for what it's worth.
I do absolutely nothing.
Right.
Good day, sir.
Flint
I would
does
like
nothing.
to.
Still does nothing. Sorry, this is an awkward situation for a combat. Cobalt is going to swing at the other one.
He's only two of them.
That's a hit. That is 4 points of damage.
We slept, didn't we? Sorry, I need to
Yes, you did.
Yes.
fill my sheet.
He slams his mace into the one. It reacts to it. It's obviously
Excuse me.
pained by it, but it is not killed like the other one. Kamar, your turn. You can see them, but you can't reach them.
Can I force my way past these two guys?
Not in this
here?
tight corridor. Like, whilst you would normally be able to travel through ally spaces, in this case, you're not really even getting a full 5 feet square to yourselves.
I mean,
Very
if he's
good.
trying to make his way past, I'll try and move aside so he can get past.
You couldn't fit. Even both backs against the wall, you couldn't fit.
That's cool.
Barely enough space to swing a sword.
In that case, since I can't move, basically, I will cast Shield of Faith on Cobalt.
Alright, so that gets him an extra +2 as a glowing shield, almost radiating sunlight, just appears in front of Cobalt.
Job
The
done.
fungus then gets its attacks. It gets 4 attacks this time. Cobalt currently has 24 AC.
Yes, he does.
No. Oh, that's a crit, actually.
God damn.
I was about to say no from hitting with all of them, but no, that's a crit.
Oh, I tried.
That's on the floor.
That's
That is
correct.
3 misses. However, one of them was a crit. Which means Cobalt is going to take
These are
9 points of necrotic.
Vorpal tentacles, right?
Necrotic damage.
Awful.
Oof.
Yes, as these things quite literally suck the energy out of them. You start to see the rocks unnaturally crack and strange lines start appearing down Cobalt's visible.
Oh god, I'm getting
Not
the image in my
flesh,
head like
but-
fell green lines traveling across him.
That kind of is what's happening almost. It is now Renan's turn.
12.
Well, now we get to tell Phil his character is
That
sucked
is
by
a
mushrooms.
hit. Was that at disadvantage yet?
Yeah.
14
14 force damage.
Another orb flicks out, and again, the fungus takes it and is just destroyed. It seems that the threat is ended.
Yay!
Cool. Doing all this myself.
It was good fight.
I have no clue where that came from. Then I'll find that later.
Okay. So does Cobalt have the thing where he's lowered max health, or was that just
no, that was just the creatures. That was just the wraiths.
cool?
So Cobalt kind of shakes him off, and it does. The cracks don't all reform, but there's, for the most part, there is a slight reformation to them as you realise that these aren't natural cracks. Like, they're not actual breaks in the skin. It's almost just like a visual effect over him from the actual attack itself.
Can I while I can't obviously move through, can I tell Renlund to just like get to one side and then reach out a hand, and then grab Cobalt's hand and then lay on hands him?
You're gonna reach out a hand to grab his hand to lay on hands.
Yeah, I said hands a lot.
Seeing you do that, although it didn't look like he was going to do it himself originally, he does say, save that for yourself, and he mutters something and casts his own healing on himself.
I mean, mine's free, but okay.
So
Whatever.
Well, yours is once per long rest, so is his.
No, I think mine's short rest,
Is it short
actually.
rest?
Yours isn't yours
yeah.
a you can choose how many you use.
Yep. Lay on hands, can choose how many you use, and recharges on short rest.
I still feel it'd be within Cobalt's personality to take it to not so much refuse yours, but let you use yours later for
I'm
yourself.
just trying to spread the word of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Palo.
Palo
he
Christ.
is mostly
Palo Christ,
healed.
Well, that footballer, Pele.
With the threat ended, you're able to carry on your journey. As you do so, the corridors themselves don't get any more comfy. You're traveling for several hours in this long, uncomfortable tunnel. In fact, you drag the day onwards a little, carrying on longer than you'd like to before resting, just for the sake of finding an area that you can rest in without being sleeping
Squashed.
on these things. Yeah, you don't fancy the idea of sleeping on these fungal growths. Eventually, however, you do find a place, you rest for the night, and then carry on once more the following morning.
All right, on to the next day.
As you
10
as
HP
you do
now
so,
to 0.
still
pace.
somewhat in a somewhat fungal area. It's not as populated as the last day's tunnels travel, but there is a what do I look for? There is still sparsely growing fungal growths quite commonly around the areas you travel through.
I, at no time, take my eyes off of Renlin.
That's fine.
At any point.
It's not really much else to look at, really, in this tight tunnel.
I'm very much setting myself up to be ambushed again.
The rest of the group seems to be taking care of looking for things. Cobalt, again, is taking up the front with his instructions. Renman, either by his side or behind him, so that you're behind him and can keep an eye on him.
Yep. I may, in fact, make a point to make sure he's always in front of me. He's definitely never behind me. God no.
As the day goes on, you carry on, and about 4 or 5 hours into the day, you hear sounds coming from the distance, hurried footsteps, along with heavy breathing. Is anybody doing anything?
In front or behind?
Sorry, in front of you.
Front,
okay. Coming towards you from in front.
Oh, are we still in a? Did you say we're still in a tight corridor?
No, at this point you kind of. It's about a 10 to 15 foot wide corridor now. So.
In that case, down on one knee, rifle out, aimed, ready.
Okay.
Position yourselves.
So wait, how wide's the corridor?
It's actually this 10 foot wide corridor that you got.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I would be.
Is this what you guys are? Sorry, I'm just kind of moving things for the sake of putting you 10 foot. Feel free to to switch yourselves around.
I would probably be wanting to try to get close to the front, just so I'm not shooting someone. I don't want to shoot.
You can switch with Stool if you want.
I would. Yeah, I was about to say that. I would very much try to have Renlin in front of me and Stool behind.
Yep, that's fair.
Okay.
Is there any way? Is there any way for me to be able to shoot from behind Cobalt?
Yeah, you can shoot between. Well, in this corridor, they'd provide cover, but you could still target something in front of them, but they would provide partial cover.
Wait a second. Could I go prone and shoot while prone?
Shoot between our legs.
Now, technically, you get disadvantage on ranged attacks when you're prone.
Damn.
It is with a gun, though. I feel like the assumption is that you're using a bow or like spells.
Yeah, bear in mind, these guns are not like the guns we have now. Like they're much more clunky. They're much more awkward.
I imagine it kind of as like a ye olde blunderbuss. You have to like pack a bullet down and stuff.
I will say that you wouldn't get disadvantage for using your gun prone. However, if combat does ensue to the point where you are shooting a gun, then shooting through Cobalt or Renlin's legs is not going to be any easier than shooting past them, because they're still going to be moving to dodge and weave.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'm just for the opening shot if I need it. That's all I need it for. After that, I'm happy to get up and move around.
I'll ready an attack, and if it's something I consider aggressive that comes into line of sight, then I'll shoot it.
Okay. Well, as you all kind of ready yourselves for this perceived threat, a dwarf wearing ragged clothing, no armor, just cloth top, damaged by long wear and tear, cloth trousers, and basically a rope around his waist as a belt, comes rushing into view, looking over his shoulders as he does so. As he turns his head back round to look where he's going, he sees you and stops, his eyes widening. And then, as he recognizes that you might not, as he recognizes you not as his seeming pursuers, his eyes kind of, his mouth kind of moves in a more hopeful manner, as if he's about to start speaking.
Oh no!
And then there is a horrible cracking sound as a. Sorry, I should have got this ready.
Yeah, I also have a quick question. How many days away from Gracklester are we at this point?
According to the note or the note you've got, you're actually very close, which might explain as a warpick sinks itself into the back of this dwarf's skull, appearing from seemingly thin air. being held by a grey-skinned dwarf, a long white beard, braided down to his chest, long white hair also braided back and tied in a uniformed manner into the back of his armor. He brings the pick back out of the dwarf's skull, who the dwarf just flops to the floor and then just spits on the corpse, looking up at all of you as he does so.
The one that died, was it a dwarf or a dwegar?
Dwarf.
Well, that's mildly less appealing.
Is anybody reacting instantly to this? Or are you giving the dwegar a chance to speak?
We don't know either of these. For all we know, the dwarf could have been about to kill us.
Well, that's the thing. Like we have no understanding of this current situation. Like that guy could have murdered several people before running off. So I don't consider this dwarf a threat right now. So
I've got my gun pointed at him still, just in case. But I'm not going to shoot him yet.
I shout, "You identify yourself," to them. Dwegar, dwarf, whatever.
Well, again, as he did start to speak, so are you actively interrupting him as he's speaking, or?
Yeah.
He
asshole.
He glares at you and says, "Identify yourselves, scum. Are you the?
Oh! I shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. I'm making the roll.
Stealing our slaves.
Oh no! Kamar overreact.
What are you doing?
Well, for one thing, okay. So did he actually finish the line of stealing our slaves?
Yes. Whether you want to say that the red mist was taking over you at that point.
Red mist descends. No new information applicable. Yeah, okay.
I actually like that as a description of Kamar. Just seems so apt.
So he basically said, "No, you," and then said, "We're here. Are you here to steal our slaves or something like that?"
Are you the one stealing our slaves?
I don't know how to respond to that.
We've just got here. It is not us.
Like we keep no slaves. Identify yourself.
Sorry. I kind of blanked out there. You did actually just speak, didn't you, Matt? That was you saying out.
Yeah, I said we've just arrived here. We've taken no slaves.
And what proof do you have of that?
Ignore the fact that I seem to be threatening the man in front of me.
Sorry, he says that in reply to Anwar and is immediately cut by what did you say, Mike? I'm missing things here.
That's fine. I was just saying, like, he said, what proof do you have of that? And I'm just thinking, right, well, I'm currently standing behind Renlin, looking like I'm prepared to attack him at any moment. This doesn't look particularly good.
You are, but there is about 20 feet between you, and you've got a sword as preparing to attack, so it's not like you're hovering over him, like preparing to swing.
No, it's more like, because he says, prove that you're not taking slaves, and it looks like I'm treating Renlin like a slave. So
I'm paying no attention to Kamar like at all. I'm just focused on the dwarf. I mean, he called me scum, so I'm trying to think of reasons not to kill him right now. But...
You know what? I'm doing this. Yep. So,
what proof? Did your reports of slaves being stolen mention anything about this guy? And I point up to Cobalt, the giant guy made of stone, who probably would have been spotted because he's not particularly stealthy if he is releasing slaves.
We don't know who's stealing our goddamn slaves. We haven't. Sorry, I'm trying to think what to say.
Yeah, I know, right? It's hard.
We haven't got any specific reports about who or what people stealing our slaves might look like. We just know that we've had slaves escape, and somebody is escorting them. Now, show me some proof that you're new to this area, or else be prepared to be arrested.
I would never consider living in this area.
We have no interest in slaves.
How can we show proof that we're not from here?
I like how Laurie just emphasized the word slaves. We have no interest in slaves.
It's like, slaves? Ugh.
How might we prove that we're not from this area?
Show me some proof. That's up to you. If you've got it, you've got it. You'd know it. If you don't, we'll be dragging you back to Gracklester.
Ah, Gracklester. Now, that is somewhere we have been travelling to.
So feel free to take us to Gracklester.
We've been trying to travel to Gracklester for weeks. It's been a long journey.
He looks at you with a sudden amount of interest. And what business do you have in Gracklester? And he actually steps forwards towards you at this point.
Well, we've been trying to get away from the drow.
Slaves. No, I'm not going to say that.
Sorry, what did you say, Laurie?
We've been trying to get away from the drow, and we're trying to make our way to the surface. It's a long journey, and Gracklester is one of the points on that journey.
Make a persuasion check.
As he steps closer, I say, "That's close enough." Dwarf?
Yeah,
Which
7.
one is it?
Did you wait? Sorry, what did you just say, Mike?
I said, as he took a step forward, I shout, "That's close enough." And I couldn't remember if you said he was a dwarf or a dwegar.
He is Dwegar. Are you
okay?
Like,
I say, "That's close enough, dwegar," and I say it with.
I was gonna say,
with
if you called him a
hatred in my
dwarf,
voice.
that would have been instant combat.
Well, no, like I gotta know who I'm racist against.
That's fair. That's
I thought you were equally racist against everyone.
Oh, also,
Well, I gotta be able to identify.
He speaks the truth. We're heading towards the surface.
He growls you and says, "What? And why the fuck should we allow you to come into our city, bringing your troubles, your drow conflict there?
We're not bringing any troubles. Do you see any troubles here? Like
you said you were escaping the drow. My experience, the drow don't like people escaping from them. They tend to try and do what I just did just there to our escapee. So if you're escaping from them, likely is that they're following you. Or you killed them, but looking around at you and the state of your group, I kind of doubt that."
Well, we've had drow interrupt us a few times on the way, and we've killed them several times, but they all run away cowardly. So if the drow do in fact come to Gracklester, I have no issues in just killing them.
So what you're saying is you'd start a fight, open on our streets, disrupt the order of our city. Sorry, I just noticed the chat.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things, it's like I'm thinking I need to try and come to some sort of resolution before Kamar explodes.
Time limit!
What I'm thinking is, it'd be better right now just to arrest you all, send you straight to the slave pens. That'd be a lot easier for all of us. Maybe then we
Is
can get a nice
that
little
a
bounty on
threat,
you with the drow.
dwarf?
Yes, that's a goddamn threat. At
this
which
point,
he's going to charge towards you.
And I'm going to
Kamar rushes past you.
Yeah, I'm
this
shoving
is
Renlin to one side and going for the swing.
Yeah, as soon as he draws his sword and starts moving towards you, I cast my spell on him.
I guess I take a guess that I'm not able to take my shot.
Not as people are rushing. Like, there's too much disruption, unfortunately, of your shot. Like, it's the thing I warned you of, unfortunately, when you took your position. And with that, we're going to actually hold call the session there. And
there's literally wait. I was about to say there's literally one dwegar.
He popped out of nowhere.
Yeah,
anyway,
okay,
so hope you folks enjoyed.
Well, hang on. Can we at least put him on the map here?
We'll sort that out next. We'll sort that out next because I'll actually make a map and start a campaign for next.
Guessing
week,
there'll be a different map next time.
Yeah, it will be. I'll try and
Well
get
then.
next week. I'm going to be relaxing all GDQ week, so the least I can do is make a map or two. But anyway, yes, I hope people enjoyed. We'll be back.
Well,
despite GDQ being on, I do plan on running next week, assuming that
yeah.
people.
So
Yeah,
you have to find out what happens next week
Good speed runs when I'm
on Friday.
Yeah,
I want to try and watch them.
Actually, that's a very good point. I'm just going to do a quick check, before I end my stream here.
Oh my god. Next week. I know, I'm a horrible addict. I'm gonna leave them there. So thank you all for watching. I will be streaming tomorrow evening. I'll be streaming some Call of Duty Black Ops single player campaign. Quite simply because I've been streaming a lot of those on the past few Saturdays, so I'm gonna stream some tomorrow. They are talking about AGDQ. I will be watching some of that, but streaming comes forwards at priority, so I'll be doing that. So yeah, tomorrow is my next stream. I'll also be streaming on Monday, I think. As for what I'll be streaming on Monday, I don't really know for sure, so yeah, we'll have to see. So thank you all for watching, and good night.